Hi guys! So today I'm going to be doing a reading for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising people for the month of March. And yeah, I'm just going to get right into it with you guys with a Celtic Cross spread just to start out. Right away we got the Empress for your theme for the month. Sorry about the background noise, my cat is having a blast doing something in the other room, so I hope that doesn't bother you guys. Alright, and the conflict or challenge that you guys are going to be facing this month, we have, one second, sorry, okay, we have the Hangman reverse, okay, and now what's going on in Scorpio's subconscious when it comes to this situation? What are the feelings or themes below the surface that we need to be focusing on? We have the Two of Pentacles reverse. Alright, and what has happened in Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising's recent past that has brought this situation to light or to happen is the Hierophant reverse. And what is going on in Scorpio's conscious moment? Or like what are they displaying to the rest of the world in regards to this situation? How are their thoughts and feelings being portrayed? We have the Eight of Swords. And what's going to happen to Scorpio placements in the near future in regards to this situation? We have the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay, you guys, so when it comes to this, I can see with the Empress in the middle of the spread, I can see either your feminine aspect, Scorpio, or the feminine aspect of someone else being a very large influence on you at this time. Either you're having a hard time getting to this point within yourself, or somebody is making you really look at yourself to even see this inside of you, if that makes any sense, Scorpio. With the Hangman being your challenge, I can see there's like an outcome of a situation that you're kind of waiting on an answer for, I think, that isn't really coming fast enough for you. We have Justice being the clarifier for that, so maybe it's like, for some reason I got a legal like verdict. It doesn't have to be. It could be something that's been taking a long time to like transpire, and it's maybe that's why you're a little bit frustrated or upset right now. I can see a lot of like feelings of being trapped in the position you're in your life, where maybe there's a relationship you're in you feel like you can't get out of, and you feel really good about yourself right now, like as a woman, if you, or like in your feminine aspects, if that applies to you at all, and like you're like you don't need to be in it, or there's something stressing you out in regards to it, but you're kind of waiting on an answer because like justice and peace is the right way to go about this situation, instead of maybe acting on your ego or on your like thoughts and like your thoughts, if that makes sense. Like you might be trying to feel something out a little bit more, Scorpio, than you are trying to act on it at this time, if that makes sense. You're probably paying more attention to your intuition and what you truly believe is right. At the end of the day, I want to know why the Two of Pentacles is in reverse for your subconscious right now. We have the Six of Presents, which is Six of Pentacles in this deck. I decided to use this deck for you guys. I hope you don't mind. I like this one. And you're going to be like, of course she used the Nightmare Before Christmas deck for Scorpios, but like, sorry. It is what it is. But like... And then we have the Five of Pentacles reverse as well. Okay, so I have a feeling that for you guys, there's probably either a lack of give and take in your life right now or in regards to this situation, and you really kind of don't like that. Either you're the one doing it, or there's a very easy way to fix this situation, and I feel like you're trying to do that in some way, if that makes sense, and that may be letting go of other obligations that may have affected your ability to give more give and take into something else in your life. Like, say work is taking too much out of you, so your relationship is failing because of it. You might be like changing your hours so you can spend more time with the people that you love or care about, or maybe it's vice versa. Maybe your relationship is affecting your work life, so you kind of have to like back down or like back off on your love connections or whatever a little bit in order to get things done business wise, because that like without some, I don't know how to explain this, but you guys will get it. Without some give, you can't have some take. I know that sounds really dumb, but like, you can't have everything without sacrificing something, if that makes any sense. And I feel like you guys subconsciously know that. And I want to get why the Hierophant is in reverse for your guys' past really quickly. We have Death, which is your card. And I like it in this deck. It's really cool. I'm going to get one more for Scorpio and why the Hierophant reverse is in their past. We have, well, we're going to take both. We have the Empress, oopsie, again, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So I can see something in your past, either involving, like, I could see this being a job, a boss, or some type of like corporation owner. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but, or it could be like somebody you were very committed to or in a committed relationship with that was not working out with these two cards in reverse right here. So it had to end for you to find some like balance within yourself or some fulfillment within yourself. Maybe you quit a job because it was stressing you out and it wasn't really like giving you the results that you wanted, if that makes sense, or things at your job are not really working out in regards to something, so you knew the right thing for you to do was to kind of like bounce on that situation or change up what was going on so that you could have this Empress feeling, because I have a feeling you guys are very prosperous in what you do and you can like make something come from nothing. That's a very Scorpio thing. And when I've been shuffling and I keep getting the Hermit reverse, so if there's a Virgo in your life that's been kind of making you feel this way, it does not have to be, but that's something I felt the need to say, or somebody who's kind of condescending, or somebody who's like, maybe this is you, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be, but I can see you guys maybe being really up in your head or not liking the fact that you're doing certain things alone, or you feel alone on a situation. And maybe that's what's making you feel so anxious or trapped, is because you know there's a choice you have to make or a decision you need to come to in regards to this situation that hasn't really like, you know, happened yet. I don't really, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I think like there's something you're worried about, and this is probably the thing you've been waiting on, and you realize you need to drop something in order to focus on this certain thing, or this is all the same thing that you've been thinking about. I feel like with the Eight of Swords, you feel trapped in a certain situation because of a decision you can't seem to make, because like you feel like the pros and the cons, either one of them severely outweighs each other to the point, but that's not what you wanted, if that makes sense. Like, you want a certain outcome, but the pros and the cons state that this outcome is not the best thing for you, if that makes sense. So maybe that's what's worrying you guys, but I want to see why the Six of Swords in reverse is in the future, because I don't see... Okay, we have the Devil. One more. We have the Emperor reverse as well. Okay. So for Scorpio, I'm just going to say I don't see you moving on from a certain situation that may not be the best for you. I feel like you... One second, I'm going to sneeze. So if the video cuts and it's weird for a minute. Okay. So, with the Six of Swords in reverse, I feel like... I don't know. I'm going to pull one more card really quickly. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. I feel like, all right. This is making more sense. I feel like you guys are going to notice something about a certain person or a situation that you're in right now that is not good for you, that hopefully, where you'll move out of this headspace of being able to get away from this. Because I feel like you, for some reason, think that you can't get out of this situation for some reason or another. Kind of like you're trapped in it, but you're not trapped in it. And I feel like maybe once you let go of trying to like analyze the fuck out of this situation and figure out why it's been making you feel this way, or why like you can't seem to let it go or leave it behind, something's going to prove to you in the future, Scorpio, that there's a reason why you've been feeling this way, and there's something you can do to resolve this situation, and it will involve letting go of control and letting things play out. And you will know all along why you've been waiting for something and not forcing a reaction or an outcome, or why you haven't left this situation, because it will probably prove to you either to have like it'll point something out either in yourself that you need to work on, or like something about another person that you need to know about the relationship in order to be like, oh, that's why I couldn't see things clearly before, because now I know who they really are, and that makes sense, if that makes any sense. But with the Empress here, I feel like you guys are really capable of creating like anything you want. Like financially, I can see this time being good for you, while I can see you thinking it's not going to be the best time for you financially, if that makes sense. I think you're making good long-term decisions now that will really pay off in your future when it comes to that type of thing. But there's other things you maybe need to focus on, like the people you keep around you. Maybe there's somebody around you that isn't the best for you, and you're going to realize that in the future, that somebody, you know, didn't have your best interest at heart, and that's maybe what you should be focusing on at this moment. Not for all of you, but some of you. Take that how it resonates. Don't force anything. That's not the point of that. But, okay, now we're going to get into your guys' romance spread. I'm going to pick 2 cards. One is going to be you. One is going to be the person you're asking about. You pick which card resonates with you and the other person the most. I don't get to decide that for you. That's purely up to your own judgment. So we're going to get those 2 cards first. For one person, we have the Goat. And the other person is going to be represented by we have the Deer. Okay. And the Deer is trust in the support of the universe, and the Goat is act from your innate wisdom. I don't always say that, but take that how it resonates. It doesn't always have to. Like, maybe one person reminds you of a deer, or like deer come up when you think about that person, or the other person reminds you of a goat, something of that kind, or, you know, or the reading itself will make you decide which applies to you more. I hope that made sense. Okay, so now we're going to pick 3 cards, which determines how the other is feeling about the relationship currently, or what the current situation is between the 2 of you. And then the 2 cards in the middle that I will pull, one for each, will be how each person is displaying this energy to each other. Okay, so for the Deer first, we have the Mother of Cups, so the Queen of Cups. And then we have the Devil reverse. One more for the Deer. We have the Moon reverse. Alright, and now what action is the Deer presenting to the Goat, or how is the Goat displaying, or the Deer displaying these feelings to the Goat? We got 2. I guess we're going to take both of them because they decided to throw themselves on the board. They both want to be there. We have the 8 of Wands and the 5 of Wands reverse. Okay, sorry. Alright. And now we're going to pick 3 cards for the Goat. And if you guys want to fast forward through me shuffling, trust me, I'm not going to get offended. I just want to shuffle on camera to prove that I do it, you know, because I understand how that is. And sometimes it takes a lot of time to get past this point. I just start talking about it once I'm done shuffling each row, just so you know. Alright, so for the Goat, we have the Page of Swords. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. We have the 4 of Wands. Okay. Now, how is the Goat presenting this information about the relationship to the Deer, or how they're feeling about the relationship to the Deer in this time? Okay, so we have the Son of Swords. And I did get the Ace of Pentacles reverse. And since we have 2 cards of action for both of you, we'll just take both of these cards as well. And we'll read it like that. Okay, so Scorpio. For the Deer right away, I can see that there's some very deep feelings involved with the Deer in this connection. whether or not they're displaying it to the goat, I feel like the deer thinks about it quite a bit. I feel like they have a lot of dreams or insight on it. But for some reason, I feel like the deer, either they're working through a very toxic pattern in themselves right now. I feel like they have self-worth issues, or they're having some type of like toxic cycle they can't get out of, like that's very repetitive for them. And I feel like they know they need to get out of it, which is why they're presenting the Five of Wands reverse with the Eight of Wands. I feel like they have conflict within themselves, or they're very not confrontational, or they're very easy to like start conflict with at this time, because they have such a high drive or passion to figure out like why they feel this way, or to move past this toxicity in their life. Or they have very like, with the deer, I'm sensing some like, I know it sounds weird, some dark thoughts. I'm sensing dark thoughts with the deer. I don't think they have to necessarily be towards the goat, the relationship in general, or like love. Sorry, that's the garbage truck, if you can hear that. I always hear background noise and like, what's going on? Anyways, so I feel like with these dark thoughts, I feel like this person may be getting into their feelings very in depth. I feel like the way they feel about this relationship is so deep that they understand why it is, but I feel like they have a hard time communicating. So maybe to the goat, I feel like the deer is coming across as like a little bit like strange. I feel like they kind of sound either rude when they're speaking, or they have like such a fast-paced attitude about the relationship that it kind of like shows that they're insecure about something. That's kind of what I'm getting with the Devil reverse as well with this, is like some type of insecurity within the deer. And it could be because of some deep insight, or because the deer feels so deeply with the Mother of Cups as well. This person could also be a water sign. It could be you, Scorpio. I don't make that choice, but I just have like a very strong feeling that they have a lot of insecurity issues, and that may be why they're kind of trying to push past this part of themselves very quickly. All right, we're going to get into the goat quickly before I keep talking, you know. With the goat as well, I feel like they have a lot of like knowledge when it comes to either this situation or themselves in general. I feel like the goat is trying to move at a faster pace as well deep down. I can see the goat and the deer. If you two are getting into arguments right now, which you definitely don't have to be, but you could be, I could sense it's because the deer has a lot of like unspoken about feelings, which we'll get into more in this spread, that they can't really explain, or are explaining in a very strange way. And I feel like the goat is expressing some type of like lack of a fresh start coming from the deer. Maybe the deer keeps bringing up old shit to the goat, and the goat's like, okay, can we please get over that? I'm trying to be happy and in like a healthy relationship with you. But maybe the goat just knows, or like has some information that's been presented to them that they're also presenting to the deer, saying, look, we can't have like a nice future if you're gonna keep, you know, fighting with me or being aggressive with me, when maybe the goat's tone is a little bit off as well. With these two swords cards, I could see them maybe coming off a little bit cutting, or like they may be speaking a lot when it comes to this, if that makes sense. Maybe they are bringing it up quite a bit because they're really thinking about it quite a bit. Like there's a reason why they keep bringing it up, and maybe the deer's like a little bit afraid that some toxic pattern is going to be brought up, or some insight on a toxic something. And I kind of want to get the subconscious fears, desires, and motives for each person within the relationship. I'll pull 3 cards for each. We can talk about that. Okay, so for the deer, we have the Two of Wands reverse, the Queen of Swords. We're going to pull 1 more for the deer. That was 3. That was 2. Okay, Spirit, can I get 1 more for the deer? Secret thoughts, feelings. Okay, we have Temperance as well. I might actually pull 1 more for the deer, so we're going to do that. We have the Knight, or King of Candles, as well. Okay. And now for the goat. 3 cards for their hidden thoughts, feelings, desires about this relationship. We have the Page of Pentacles, have the Eight of Swords. That's one. Maybe 2 more cards? Yeah, why not? We'll get 2 more cards. So we have the King of Cups and the Six of Cups for the goat. Okay, so for the deer, with the Two of Wands reverse, I can see them being like confused when it comes. I can see maybe 2 different people the deer is looking between. With this King of Candles character and this Queen of Needles character, I can see somebody, either deep down inside, the deer is somebody who makes rash decisions. Not necessarily rash, but like very objective decisions. They don't really care about who it hurts at the end of the day. They know what they have to do and they just do it. I feel like, and they're very like proud about it too. Like they don't care what other people think of them. They're very just like original, and they do what they need to do to keep things within their lives peaceful. And maybe this connection with the goat is kind of disrupting their peace a little bit, which is why they're like lashing out in a way. Or also I could see that this deer has like an issue with a Queen of Swords-esque character. I don't know why that's what's popping up to me right now, but they could be dealing with somebody in their lives who is kind of harsh and rash and kind of rude and mean. And, like, that's why they're having all of these deep thoughts and feelings about another connection. This could be someone from the past as well, like an ex of some kind that the deer, like, always thinks about. And maybe the goat's starting to remind the deer of this ex or something like that. And that's why they've been thinking about it so much, or they've been starting to, like, second guess their decision, or they're very confused onto which path to take next. Or there's just another surprise alternative route they can take for their lives, and that's why they're kind of being so rash right now, and why they're kind of coming off as like, you know, like they want to start fights but they don't, or like insecure or something like that. Maybe the deer is concerned that the goat is seeing someone else or something like that, or wants to be with someone else, and maybe they're so like, they are so sure of it that they're coming off as this type of rude character, or like somebody who is trying to boost themselves up as well, maybe in order to tear the goat down, or to make themselves feel like they don't even need the goat anyways at the end of the day. I don't know, that's what I'm getting from the deer. That may not apply to everyone as well, but take what resonates. And for the goat, I can see the goat has a lot of feelings for the deer deep down. I feel like there was something in their past they always think about when it comes to the goat. I feel like it's positive though. But at the end of the day, I think the goat knows that there's an important lesson to be learned with this relationship with the deer. And I feel like the goat feels stuck in the relationship with the deer until they know and learn this lesson from them, whether it be karmic or whatever. And maybe that's why their relationship isn't going so well right at the moment. And we could read these cards another way. I'll just say that. Maybe you two are actually directly expressing an issue that is going on in your lives, and to the goat it involves like things not being stable, prosperous, or like moving forward in like a nice sense, if that makes sense, or like a prosperous sense, or a long-term sense. Maybe the goat really sees the deer as long-term like material, but they aren't really getting that from them. All they're getting is some like lack of security, or like these demons that they keep bringing up or whatever, and these deep dark feelings, and that they're just maybe being really aggressive about or something like that, especially with the King of Wands. And maybe they're being kind of cold. But I feel like the goat is trying to like learn something from all of this at the end of the day. I feel like they're receiving all of this information like with a grain of salt, even though they're really trying to be positive when it comes to how they feel about the deer and that they want the deer in their life. I just feel like they don't see that connection coming from them right now based on their actions in the current moment. But that's like the hidden stuff I'm getting from them. We'll see if more of that applies as we go. Now we're just gonna get into the future between the deer and the goat and what to expect with this current timeline. Okay, so I'm going to get 3 cards. Oopsie, not 15. Sorry. We're going to get 3 cards for the deer. Is that 3 cards? Wow, nice. Okay, so we have the 4 of Cups. Move everything up a little bit. Sorry. 4 of Cups. 10 of Cups reverse. And the 3 of Swords. Okay. Now, we're going to get 2 cards for the action that the deer is going to be presenting to the goat in the future in regards to their relationship or connection in general. We have the Hermit. We have the Chariot reverse. Okay. So, now, we're going to get 3 cards for the goat and what energy they're going to be presenting in the relationship in the future towards the deer in this relationship reading for Scorpio placements. 3 cards, please, Spirit. Okay, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles reverse. Two of Cups reverse. And then 2 cards for the action or how they are presenting these efforts to the deer in the future. That was 1 too many. So we're going to shuffle again. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Sorry, I'm shaking a little bit. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of the angle I'm holding these at, I guess. And Justice. Okay, guys. So, now, from the deer's point of view, actually, I think I want to talk about the goat first. I know that's strange, but I'm going to talk about the goat first. I can see the goat paying a lot of attention to self-worth and self-work a lot in the future. I feel like the goat does not feel 100% happy with themselves, the predicament they're in, maybe exactly in regards to the relationship with the deer. I feel like the goat may bring up an option or say something to the deer that is like, we need something to balance out and be fair. I don't think we can keep fighting about a certain thing anymore. And maybe the goat says it in a way that hurts the deer's feelings, because on the deer side of things, I can see heartbreak, a loss of emotional security, and like somebody being too picky, or like the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. I can see the deer, and with the Hermit and the Chariot reverse being presented, I can see the deer maybe being driven away by this proclaiming of justice that the goat brings to them. I feel like the goat wants to resolve a matter that has happened in the past. I keep getting this card when I'm reversing, so I feel like, or shuffling, reversing. It's the 8 of Swords in reverse. We'll just leave it on the table. I feel like the goat is trying to stop being so anxious or stop keeping themselves in a predicament that they don't want to be in anymore with the deer, whether it involves this relationship period or like this stalemate of we only fight about these problems, we never actually work them out. I feel like the goat is trying to work something out, and maybe the deer is being unreciprocative. I cannot say that word. Is not being reciprocative. Oh my god, whatever. Because they may have got their feelings hurt by the way that the goat presented this information. I feel like the goat kind of decided to, again, take their emotions out of it. Even though I know they have deep feelings for the deer, I feel like the goat really isn't expressing this in their outright form in any way. I feel like they're kind of, first of all, sick and tired of the fact that either the deer keeps repeating old behavior over and over again, won't stop fighting with them, doesn't feel like confident in them. If the deer has jealousy issues as well, I'm kind of seeing that a little bit on their side. I see them like with these dark thoughts. I feel like the deer kind of assumes that the goat might be cheating on them or something of that nature, while in this specific circumstance, I don't necessarily see that. All I can see is maybe different like friend perspectives, or maybe insight on the relationship from like the internet, and not even talking to other people, but it's just like, if they're curious about something or whatever, the goat like looks it up or something like that. They're not cheating on the deer, but the deer is like convinced that the goat's cheating on them or something like that. And I feel like the deer really gets their feelings hurt because the goat is like, look, I'm sick of these accusations. I don't really like the fact that you're trying to rush me into telling you everything about myself or something like that. Maybe this is early on in a relationship as well, and the goat is like feels very rushed in this connection that the deer is trying to push on them or something like that. And while the goat is like, the goat kind of wants things to be resolved and they enjoy this person in their life, but I almost feel like they need to meet them with some type of like fast-paced energy they're not ready for yet. So it's almost like they're explaining that to the deer in the future, and they're like, look, I kind of feel like really afraid of where this is going since we aren't talking about it. Maybe they do remind them of someone in their past that was a little bit like, either they really liked them and the relationship didn't go well, or like they just feel really scared about something. When I was shuffling, asking for the mutual energy between the two of you, I got the Queen of Wands in reverse. So I can see that maybe you two lack, like maybe it's in between the both of you, where you both lack some type of self-confidence to say exactly what you actually feel. Maybe, I don't see the deer presenting this information that they're insecure in any way. Maybe the goat can just sense it, but maybe the deer never says, look, I'm worried that like you're gonna leave me or something, or I'm worried that like these dreams I've been having about you dating someone else are true or something like that. And it's almost like they break their own heart with these thoughts. Because I feel like at the end of the day, the goat wants to work on the connection. They do with the Eight of Pentacles, and they really feel like there isn't something set straight in the relationship, or isn't something that has been balanced out between the two of them, or doesn't feel fair, or doesn't feel right. But it's almost like the deer wants to retreat into their own head and their own brain, or look for an answer somewhere else because of a lack of self-confidence in order to progress past this problem. That's what I'm seeing. I'm going to pull a couple cards of advice for you guys from the Moonology deck, because I feel like this spread needs it a little bit. Whether you're the goat or the deer, this can apply to you. I'm just going to pull 2 cards. Okay, so we have take time to breathe out, which is, I feel like, good advice already. And one more card for the two of you. We have the end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, so I feel like right now you guys are stressing yourselves out, first of all. You may be stressing each other out too. The bottom of the deck I have here is work through your fears. So if you're the deer and you do have trust issues when it comes to new relationships, or when it comes to the person you're with right now, maybe, like it says, take time to breathe out and don't stress too much on the situation. Know that there's fears that you're trying to work through right now that are being brought to light because of this connection. Not because of this person and that they're doing this to you, but that maybe they're reminding you of a certain type of connection that you used to have, or they just aren't fulfilling your needs right away or something like that. They're taking things too slow, and that's what's making you think they have another like person somewhere else. But that doesn't have to be the case. Not everybody is the same, if that makes sense. The end of a tough cycle will approach, so I feel like even though this future, especially on the deer side, looks a little rough, I can see that this is just like a momentary bump in the in the road for you guys. A momentary bump in the road, yes. Because for the goat, I can see the goat also having Capricorn placements because of the end of a tough cycle approaches is here, and that's the Capricorn card. The goat reminds me of Capricorn, sea goat, you know, same thing. Doesn't have to be, but the goat, I feel like the goat really does want a positive resolution. If you are the deer watching this and you're worried and afraid that like the goat has bad intentions for you at the end of the day, they don't. I just feel like the reason they're coming at you this way maybe is because you're not willing to express why you're so scared of this relationship or this connection in general. And I feel like you're kind of letting your negative emotions get the best of you and your past fears or things of that nature. And if you're the goat and you're worried if the deer is not going to accept the fact that you want to help and change things for them because you know they're kind of in a rough place right now, or they've had a lot of bad past experiences, just know that right now is probably a very heightened time of emotion for them. They're going through a lot, and maybe be patient with them and don't rush an answer out of them at this moment. And they're being confrontational because they're going through a lot. That's what I'm seeing. I feel like this is bringing up a lot of past wounds again. I feel like this is making the deer feel very vulnerable in a way and kind of insecure because of that, and that's why they're putting this wall up, especially with this Capricorn energy. If that applies at all to the deer, I could see that as well. And that's why they're not really trying to progress things quickly. I think they're, again, withdrawing. And for this card, I'm not saying that they're going to look for other options, like the grass is always greener on the other side, kind of applies to the Four of Cups, but for this, I kind of see them, like, really looking at the other possibilities that this connection could bring to them. But right now, I feel like they're a little bit triggered by the fact that the goat wants to bring it up so directly. So maybe if you're the goat, take things a little bit slower and don't, like, throw your, like, mental analysis on the connection at the deer, because it might, like, scare them a little bit, because I feel like they're already going through enough mental analysis and scary stuff themselves. And I feel like you both really just aren't feeling the best about yourselves in this connection, but that doesn't mean that everything's going to go wrong. You can definitely change the outcome of any spread, or any, like, your future can be changed however you want it to, because life is, you know, the creation of your own reality. I don't know. That's the manifestation of your own reality. You can change the way things go in your future. And if you don't want that spread to turn out that way, you can change the way you're acting now with the advice I just gave you, or the insight, and maybe things will change and won't go that exact same way. So I hope that spread resonated for you guys. But now I'm going to get into a little 9-card spread for the beginning of your month, middle of your month, and the end of the month of March for you Scorpio placements. So I'm just going to get right into it. First card we have is the 5 of Swords. Okay. Sorry. Then we have the 4 of Pentacles. And the first row is the beginning of your month. It's the first 3 cards we pull. And then we have Awakening, which is the Hangman in this deck. Okay. And now we're going to do 3 cards for the middle of March. For you guys, we have the Knight of Swords. You have the Wheel of Fortune for the middle of your spread. One more card for the middle of the month. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay, and now we're going to do 3 cards for the end of the month, so the end of March. Oopsie. We have the Knight of Wands. The Dreamer, or the Fool in this deck. And one more card. You have the 8 of Swords in reverse. Also, sorry about this deck being so beat up, especially this card, but I've had it for a long time. It is what it is. Okay, so we're going to get into it, you guys. The beginning of this month, I can see you either reevaluating. This could go one of a couple ways. I could see you guys reevaluating your finances and seeing, like, looking at your savings account and maybe reevaluating your spending decisions. Maybe you're, like, rebudgeting or something of that kind. Because of something you realize that you don't do right in regards to that, and maybe you're spending too much money or something of that kind, and you've decided that you need to slow down on spending or something like that. Or I could see as well, if this involves a person in your life, sorry, I got the Ace of Wands reverse shuffling. Maybe there's something you've really lost a passion for, whether it be a person, a career, or something of that kind that you're still holding on to for some reason, Scorpio. And I have a feeling that by the beginning of this month, or towards the beginning of this month, you'll be having this, like, awakening involving this situation, and I feel like it's going to turn your life around for the better. Definitely. I feel like it's something you may, with Strength reverse, like, not feel very comfortable talking about, or you don't feel very, like, strong in your decision-making ability when it comes to this decision. With the 4 of Pentacles, I feel like it's really something, if it's not financial or materialistic or benefiting you in that way, in any way, like, say it's say the only reason you're sticking around is the financial benefit. That's kind of like all the pros you're seeing in this situation, if there is that in there at all. Otherwise, there's just something about it that makes you want to hold on to it. I'm going to ask why the Four of Pentacles is here for you guys. You have the Page of Swords. So maybe it involves like another person. Like maybe you need this person around because there's another person you need to take care of, and that's why they're helpful for you, if that makes sense. Like maybe you have like a family, and without this job you wouldn't be able to afford to feed your family, even though you have lost all passion for it whatsoever and you don't feel any motivation to move on or work through it, and you know, but there's something that needs to be done, if that makes any sense. I can see like a very deep realization about something in your life that you only keep around maybe for like something that isn't important, or something involving your financial decisions needs to be reevaluated at the beginning of the month. But towards the middle of the month, Scorpios, I can see something taking like extreme action, going very fast for you. I see the Empress coming up for the Knight of Swords. So it could involve a woman or could involve a Taurus. Something is going to like full-blown, full speed ahead, change completely. I do want 3 cards for why the Wheel of Fortune is in the middle of your spread. We have the Four of Wands. 2 more before I keep talking about it. 4 of Cups reverse. 1 more. And the 2 of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so that's kind of what I was seeing. So something takes a leap in your guys' future, I see, like speed-wise. It's either something you were waiting on to happen, something you knew was going to happen, and it involves something within the home with the Four of Wands, but it also involves dropping something. Whether it be something that causes you a lot of stress, something that really makes you feel rushed and like, or whatever, or something that holds you back from this rush in your life, something that like, and I feel like this is a very karmatic and changing point for you guys. I feel like you're going to learn a lesson that universe has been trying to teach you with this Wheel of Fortune being in the middle of your spread for this month. I feel like March is going to be very eye-opening when it comes to like your potential, what you are worth, and what makes you feel like the person you're supposed to feel like. Because whatever you've lost passion for in the future isn't the only outcome for you guys. Because I have a feeling this loss of passion for something, or this like rethinking of your decisions, or the people around you, maybe there's somebody around you that like has been stabbing you in the back and you weren't really aware of that, and like with this Page of Swords too, and I feel like you're maybe keeping them around for some reason because like they're a friend of yours, or you like them, or you're in a relationship with them, or like they're a part of your family or something. I feel like even though you're aware of that, or you get a sense that something isn't going to go right, you're going to see, I think, in the middle of this month what exactly that was. And I feel like, honestly, that drop from your life is going to make the things around you move a lot quicker, be a lot happier. And this could involve a woman, with the Empress being there. It doesn't have to, but like, I know that's also extremely vague, but like somebody like, could be a mom, it could be the mother of your children, if that makes any sense. You could be a mom of children, so it could be your mom, could be like the mom of like your mother-in-law or something like that, or whatever. Doesn't have to be, but that's just kind of what I'm getting there. Or more tapping into your divine feminine will really kind of push you in that direction. If you're a man, that doesn't mean like girly things. It can just be creativity, artistry, your ability to birth something from nothing. Again, something Scorpio is amazing at. And that card's come up a couple times in this reading already. So, alright, for the end of this month, with the 9 of Wands, I can see you. I'm going to get 1 card to clarify that. Actually, we got 2 cards to clarify that. And we got the Lovers and the Tower reverse. There is something. There is either a connection you guys are not giving up on, regardless of the crazy shit that has happened between the 2 of you, or that seems to happen in your life involving this connection. Maybe this person, like, this is something random I'm kind of getting. Maybe this person really brings a lot of, like, crazy moments to you, like you get a lot of signs when you're with them, or this person has helped you rebuild like a destroyed path that you've been working on trying to fix for yourself, if that makes any sense, with the Tower reverse next to the Lovers. Or it's somebody that you had a really crazy ending with in the past that has come back. if that makes any sense. And they want to kind of start something new with you, and I feel like that's going to ease some anxiety or ease your feeling of being trapped in the current situation you're in at the beginning of March. I can see things totally changing. I want to see why the Fool is here for you guys really quickly. We have the Six of Swords. And then we're going to get why the Eight of Swords is here in the reverse. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so again, I feel like this fool, they could be a fool that comes at you, or this like new opportunity, new beginning, new person, this person, whoever this is, will probably give you a way out, if that makes sense. They will present an opportunity to you. So this doesn't necessarily have to be like a romantic partner, but this could involve a romantic situation where somebody kind of brings up an old tower moment and they enlighten you on a way to like get out of the situation without totally destroying the situation, if that makes any sense. And with the Eight of Swords in reverse, I feel like this is really kind of lightening the load on you guys. I feel like your insights have proven to be true, and I feel like that helps you move forward in a positive direction. With the Queen of Pentacles, I can see you putting more care into yourself and watering your own garden versus everybody else's maybe towards the end of the month, which I hope you guys do. And I can see like you guys really planting something for the future that you know is going to come to you because you deserve it, and you're getting out of that negative mindset that you're in the future or in the beginning of the month because of this Hangman awakening involving this change in your life that you know you can't just give up on before you get there because it's that important to you. And I feel like the predicament you're in right now is literally to teach you a lesson about what you like, what you know you deserve, and what you are supposed to put up with, or what you will continue to put up with within multiple different people. Take that how it resonates. But that is the end of the 9-card spread, and now we're going to get 3 cards of advice from that same deck we just used, and 3 cards from the Moonology deck just to close this reading out for advice from Spirit for you guys. Okay, Scorpios. So we have the 8 of Pentacles. Work, work, work. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse. One more card for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising placements. Closing message for advice from Spirit. Ooh, alrighty, and we got the 8 of Cups. Okay, now while I'm pulling cards from the Moonology deck, I'm going to talk about this with you guys very quickly. So, 8 of Pentacles is here because Spirit really wants you to focus on what works for you and what doesn't. There's something you're healing from in the past or are currently healing from that just happened to you that I feel like Spirit's trying to applaud you for getting over it, or is trying to applaud you for wanting to move past it, because you know there's something better for you in the future that like either you're not there yet because you haven't put the work in, but you know you're willing to. But you know there's something better for you out there, I think, Scorpio, and that's why you're so motivated to, like, you know, heal this past sadness. Confidence is the key to success is one of the cards I got for you guys, which is the new moon in Leo. You can get 2 more cards. Other one is Hold Your Vision. Lovely. And one more. What do you need to release? Okay, perfect. So this 8 of Cups is definitely screaming at you guys to, like, look at, like I say this all the time, look at what serves you, look at what's working for you, and look at what isn't. I know that there's something that disappointed you, for sure, that you're getting over a little bit, and I feel like Spirit really wants you to kind of keep going in that path of getting over the things that upset you, like no more crying over spilled milk, no more being upset about petty things. Like, it's time to move on and, like, hold the vision of a better future for yourself. And what do you need to release in order to get there? I feel like Spirit also really wants you to look at the work you do and know that you can be good at it if you put all of your effort into it and believe in yourself. If you're lacking in any type of self-confidence this month, Scorpio, Spirit is also trying to tell you to, like, really find that inner, like, confidence that you guys have and passion for what you do and you know you're good at, and they want you to tap back into that as well, because you have a lot of potential in your field of, like, of work. Like, it doesn't have to be your actual job that we're talking about. It can be like a passion or hobby, or like your side gig or side hustle that you're really good at. Like, Spirit wants you to put more effort into that, because your confidence rate, like, if you put confidence into that, it will radiate through and you will like be very successful in regards to that. I've gotten that for Scorpios a couple times. So I don't know, I'd pay attention to that if I was you guys. But now I do want to get one final closing message from the Starseed Oracle, just to finally touch on like maybe one last thing that Spirit wants you guys to hear before leaving this reading. If you haven't left already, if you haven't, thank you, love you. You're great. Okay, so we have water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So self-fucking-care, bitch. Really put your own feelings first and put your body first. If you guys need to take some time off and rest, do that, please. If you guys need to, like, sleep more, if you guys need to, like, change your diet in order to feel better, definitely do that. Spirit is trying to, like, push you on a better path spiritually as well as physically. And I feel like they know you know that you have to put some work into it yourself by watering your own garden and tending to your own happiness and mental well-being and such and such. And I know that they recognize that you're doing this now, but they want to encourage more of it. So, alright, thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it or it resonated at all with you, please leave a comment or a thumbs up or something of that kind, because I like to know if any of this applies to anyone. If not, that's okay too. That's up to you. But I will be back with more readings throughout this month. I just wanted to get this one out for you guys quickly to have something to look back on throughout the month of March. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your month, week, day, whatever it is. And I will see you hopefully again next time. So, bye!